Diary, hello, it's February the 21st and you're here in the study, and what we're looking at is a project to upgrade my no-name notebook. It's perhaps a Chuwi Herobook, but all I know is that it cost me £60 and that's pretty cheap. So the story is that I'm looking for a throwaway secure notebook. What I mean is that I have one notebook, it's got a lot of personal information on it, and due to increasing paranoia, I don't really like taking it away on small trips. So what I thought I would do is have a specific, very low value, completely no private data laptop, and this is it. The plan was to spend the minimum amount of money on the notebook, and £60 is quite a small amount. So in this video I'm going to talk about the upgrade procedure and also more generally about Amazon Warehouse. So Amazon Warehouse is the place where I bought this upgrade hard drive, and I'd like to point out to everyone that Amazon Warehouse is where predominantly your goods will be returned to if you order them and they return them because they're not suitable. So for example, if you bought this NVMe drive directly from Amazon Prime, or Amazon in general, you might spend upwards of about £50 to £60, but this cost me £35, I think it was, including delivery. So considerable saving, and the reason is that it's a return product from somebody else. So my first tip of the day is to always check Amazon Warehouse when you're wanting to buy something from Amazon. See if the goods, they have a description of what faults they have or blemishes, if any, and if you can tolerate those blemishes, then order the item. Don't forget you can still return the item. So if you take the item and you say, okay, well, the scratches are too big or the blemishes are too troublesome, then you can always return the item. So for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Anyway, back to the laptop. It's a no-name laptop, but I believe it's very similar, or is, the Chuwi Herobook. There's nothing on the notebook to suggest the manufacturer. I've opened up the insides. Again, there's nothing to actually describe the manufacturer. Now, it comes with a 64 gigabyte eMMC hard drive, which is very slow, but it also has this rather large panel in the back, which I've opened up, and it's a SATA connector here. So what I've got in front of me is the Crucial MX500 drive. Again, it's about £35 from Amazon Warehouse, or that one was. And I've mounted it onto a M2 to SATA converter. Now, I've had one of these kicking around for ages and did test it out once, but never really used it for anything in particular. I thought, well, this will be the day that it starts to pay its way. So you'll see the drive is mounted, and the story about the mounting is the perennial story about ordering NVMe M2, sorry, not NVMe, when you order M2 drives. So there's a perennial problem which comes up, which is that they never seem to supply you with the right screws. When you buy the drive, they might assume that the screws come with the thing you're screwing it into, and when you buy the laptop, for example, itself, which has a, or in this case, card, it doesn't come with any screws. So what you end up dealing with is two items, the M2 drive and the thing that it plugs into, and no retaining screw to hold it. So literally the fitting process will probably take about 30 seconds, about another 30 seconds to put the back on. But finding this screw and customizing this screw has taken me a couple of hours, because I don't actually have one, and I've had to saw one in half and find the odd screw and find a washer. So yeah, dear M2 vendors and motherboard manufacturers, please supply the screws to mount your M2 drives. It's driving me absolutely crazy. Anyway, off camera, what I'm going to do is I've mounted the a riser here, which is something you get with a hard drive, a thin hard drive, so that's going to hold it up. I'm going to take this drive, I'm going to plug it into here. I've checked that it will be flush when I've plugged it in. Put the top on, and then everything should be good. I should be going into the BIOS to check that the drive is recognised. And of course the first thing I'm going to do is do a speed check. It's a SATA based M2 drive. So M2 drives come in B format, or B key and M key. The B key is a SATA drive inside, and the M key drive would be an NVMe drive. Now unfortunately this laptop has a SATA interface. If it had an NVMe interface it would go a lot quicker. But hey, this is a potentially 500 megabyte per second read-write drive, and in practice I think with this puny CPU you really wouldn't notice the difference. So that's it, Dari. Let's get this little baby running, and there'll be another report when we see how fast it actually goes. Thanks for watching.